Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Buddha's Terrible Death Prison. And today we're going to be starting off with days 1 through 10. So as you can see, I'm setting the parameters for this prison. I'm using the hardest difficulty on everything, including all of the DLCs, set to the maximum variety and difficulty, with the one exception being island. Like I'm not playing on an island. I'm playing in the jungle, which has its own plethora of diseases and issues. But I figured that'd be more fun than an island. First thing I do, fire several employees so I can keep my profits to a relatively high rate before I start intaking prisoners. In this game, you get paid for the more prisoners you have at the higher security levels. So I wanted to make sure that I'm not going to go bankrupt before I'm able to take in my first inmates. I started mapping out a floor plan here for a basic hallway with offices on either side and one holding cell. Setting up utilities here, pretty standard run-of-the-line stuff. The sooner I can get the utilities out of the way, the sooner I can actually take inmates on. So I noticed here that one of my workmen is pissed off, which is kind of weird because I haven't done anything. They're all pissed off. Yeah, I find out. It's kind of ridiculous. I don't do anything about it. And that's the end of day 1. Just a bunch of pissed off workers getting some utilities up. Started day 2. I finish up the basic utilities I'm going to need. Square out some area for some storage. It's going to be really nice to have that. Setting up the first staff room so that hopefully the workmen can be a little bit less pissed. And that's the end of day 2. Started at 2, I get a call from the foreman and the CEO telling me about weather conditions, things like that. I don't really care. Scoring out some area and doing some research here, just so I can get the basic, essentials. And that's the end of day 3. Day 4, I spent the entire day researching. So there's not a lot to speak of that happened on day 4. Day 5, I started scrying out more space, but I got a call from the chief telling me that guards can be paid off by inmates, which I've got to keep an eye out for down the line. Setting up my kitchen here. I want to have a canteen and a kitchen set up. Let's see. The warden gives me a call here, just telling me about more weather. I don't really care this early on. Now, day 6 was just more research and the builders finishing building the stuff I already planned out. So I just straight up cut out day 6. It was just so mind-numbingly boring. But on to day 7, I'm squaring out a area for the actual main cell group, so I can actually hold prisoners properly. Because right now, and By the way, first 2 prisoners looking mighty fine. But listen, they're stuck in that holding cell. I'm not supposed to leave them there for too long. They get really upset. So this is a very, very temporary solution. I just need to have some money rolling in so I could hire more staff to get stuff done faster, you know? And here the power goes out due to heat. It broke one of my capacitors and that overloaded the system. And that's the end of day 7. And straight into day 8, very beginning of the day, the doctor calls me. And I have my first zombie outbreak. I noticed that my inmates are having a lot of trouble sleeping. And I didn't realize this at this point. I was really baffled. I was like, oh, it's maybe because it's a zombie outbreak last night. I forgot to put a bed in their holding cell, and that's why they're complaining. Yeah, this gardener was just going insane. I don't know. He was just gardening outside of prison bounds. I don't know why. I decided to do a shakedown here because I wasn't sure how much contraband had made it in to the prison because I didn't have a like reception area, so the prisoners weren't getting searched when they were first brought into the prison. End of day 9. All my prisoners are sleeping nice and cozy, and I take in 2 new prisoners. Hire 3 more guards. And then I realized one of the new prisoners is a legendary gang member. Now, I don't know if you know about legendary prisoners in this game, but they're like crazy. Now, there's an alert over here for drugs found, but I didn't think of anything of it until I walked over there and saw that he had overdosed. And that's the end of days 1 through 10. If I see any sort of interest in this, I will continue to do this series. Thank you for the huge support on my first song on this profile. So honestly, I really appreciate it. More good stuff coming soon.